King Edgy here, bringing you another Gen 1 battle. In this series, we're calling it Defending the Ladder, because we've risen to number 1 on the ladder, yeah, and we're defending that top spot. In our last video, you saw us fall from grace, but we had a couple battles off camera and got back to that top spot. And now we're ready to see how we can do against Prussian Jaeger, a great battler who we've had many battles in the past, and he always takes me to the limit here. So we've got Ditto versus Firo. We're just going to go ahead and transform and hope. Firo is faster than our whole team, but let's see what happens. Transform gives me a nice Arbok here. That's pretty good, level 88 Arbok. 2 Earthquakes will knock him out. He could glare me to get me paralyzed, which is probably what he'll do. But hopefully it misses, because it's not the most accurate paralysis technique. Oh, he goes straight for Earthquake. Okay, in that case, we might be able to knock him out, and we do. Great. We're level 88 Arbok, so his level 77 Arbok had 109 speed, which means we're pretty speedy. He goes to Marowak, which, is a bummer because Arbok can't really do anything to Marowak. I guess the question now becomes, do we let Ditto go down or not? I think the answer is we save Ditto. Firo's Hyper Beam probably takes Ditto out from 53%. I know it says 54, but you can see we're 53. But if another Mon comes out later, or if Ditto's faster than anyone gets to transform into it, it can be a really powerful level 88. So I think our least valuable is probably Beedrill, and we'll just choose to sacrifice Beedrill off here. Wow, I didn't expect him to be sacrificed in one hit. I was thinking two, but that's okay. So I guess we'll go Drowsy here. And this is maybe a little surprising, right? Because Drowsy doesn't have anything super effective against Marowak. But I think the hope is we can 2-hit KO Marowak with Psychic, or we can put something to sleep. Sleep would obviously be better. Let's try the sleep and see. Perfection. Alright, so he's asleep. Now we can just Psychic away. He goes Slowbro. Slowbro is not really who we wanted to see here, but it's not terrible either because we have Seismic Toss and we can paralyze him, so if he paralyzes us back, it's not a huge deal. And I guess we'll just go with another Psychic. Darn it. Okay, that worked out fine. We'll try Psychic one more time and see. We get it, just 37 and lowers his special again. Uses the Amnesia to get back up where he used to be. And now I'm going to switch to Snorlax. He goes Amnesia there, which is fine. We can get off 2 Body Slams here and knock him out. And even though our speed is technically tied, we're faster because Drowsy created a special drop while Slowbro was paralyzed, and anytime your stat changes while you're paralyzed in the negative direction, it kind of doubles that paralysis. So we are definitely faster and get the KO, which is great. And Slowbro is very scary, so knocking him out was nice, especially with a full health Drowsy. Drowsy is paralyzed, but at the same time, it's not that fast, so it being paralyzed isn't a huge deal. Similar with Snorlax. It's paralyzed, which is a bummer, especially since we could have taken him out with Hyper Beam, right? If we just clicked Hyper Beam instead of Body Slam. But I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So let's see. Got a Wigglytuff here. Wigglytuff. Am I scared of it? Not really. It can't really 2-hit KO Snorlax. It'll probably be Body Slam, Hyper Beam. And even that might not KO Snorlax. I'm not sure if it knows counter, though. So wondering about playing it slow here and going Earthquake into Self-Destruct. I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to go Body Slam. And the thought is kind of that, okay, well, Wigglytuff is going to go down to like Mr. Mime, Psychic, or something like that. Son of a gun, man. Son of a gun. Okay, but we have Ditto for just this instance, right? It's faster than Wigglytuff, so it can transform into a level 88 Wigglytuff, which is pretty fast. Kind of hoping that it doesn't know Sing, given what else it knows. It does know Thunder Wave, and that's fine. Oh, what an interesting moveset this Wigglytuff has. This is a lot of information for us, which is great. And we're just going to go Body Slam, because we don't think he'd do that. Yeah. Body Slam was a safe call there. We're going to go Body Slam again. And we get it, so this is good. So we're going to get to knock out Wigglytuff next turn with our Mr. Mime, I suppose. And hopefully, I mean, he might go out into Fearow here. Just makes you a little nervous because Fearow is so strong. It's so weird how these normal birds are just really scary. Okay, so Growlithe is his last here. And so we actually feel pretty good now because we can go out into Drowsy. And Drowsy can do a lot of damage, but not take a ton. And that's what we'll just hope for, is get 2 Psychics off. And he could go to Marowak, try to save Growlithe, but I don't know that he would. Great, we get 1 Psychic off. And the special drop. Now I might go to Marowak. Yeah, that seems like the safe play. Because I guess he's like, oh, he's in Hyper Beam range now, so feeling good about that. The fact that I'm in Hyper Beam range, what does that mean? Growlithe is faster than Dragonair. I'm just trying to put the pieces together here. I think Mr. Mime's the right call here. And let's see, Drowsy's Psychic did 63%, so we'll do the rest, certainly. If he switches out, that's fine. We get a lot of damage off. If he doesn't switch out, which here he doesn't, then that's okay too. So 2 Fire Blasts probably knock out Drowsy from this range. And he will probably get a Body Slam off on Mr. Mime, right? So that's unfortunate, but it's where we are. We kind of have to let that happen. Oh, he goes Fire Blast, and he gets a crit. Oh my goodness. Okay, this now became a totally different game. Totally different game. So let me damage calc here now. Okay. Fearow versus Dragonair. Okay, so good news in that Double Edge plus Hyper Beam shouldn't knock out Dragonair unless it gets a critical hit. And 2 Thunderbolts from Dragonair actually should knock out Fearow, which is also really good. Blizzard does more damage, but it's a little risky. So we're feeling okay, I suppose. We can try to paralyze Fearow, and we should fail here, I would think. He'll just go Drill Peck or something like that. Which seems fine. We bring out Dragonair. Paralyze this Fearow. I guess he could just go for the critical hit Hyper Beam right here and hope. If he gets it, he wins. But the safer play would be Double Edge, right? And Double Edge potentially puts me in range. Does it, though? Did I calc that wrong? Hyper Beam is... Oh, yeah, I was looking at the low range for Hyper Beam. Oh, this is worse than I thought. Much worse than I thought. Actually, going for agility there is better than I could have hoped for. His better move was to go Hyper Beam, and here's why. If he goes agility, yes, he's faster than me, but that means he has to click agility once, and then he has to click Hyper Beam twice. So he has to get neither turn where he gets fully paralyzed. And if either one of those turns creates a full paralysis, he loses, right? So, and then I have Drowsy in the back. So really he needs 3 straight turns of no paralysis. And 3 straight turns of no paralysis is what? 27 out of 64, a little less than third. No, more than a third. A little more than a third, but definitely less than half, right? And so, on the other hand, if he just went Hyper Beam, it was a 9 out of 16 chance that he'd be able to do it, so more than 50%, right? So that was probably the slight error in the end game there for him, but otherwise a really well played game. I'm surprised how good Growlithe was as his last there, but did great work, and we managed to get through with a win. So we continue defending the ladder, and hopefully in our next video we will be able to defend it once more. But thank you all so much for watching, and would love any tips, thoughts, suggestions, comments down in the section below to help us continue to build this community and welcome more challengers on the ladder. And I'll see you in the next video.